Hey, it's Free Content Friday. Tonight I'm going to do a video because I'm realizing, sorry, that whenever I do a live stream, it takes too long for me to upload it and I want to get it up on Friday evening. So I have to figure out the timing with that with the live stream, but I really like the live stream. But tonight we're going to do a video. So welcome to Free Content Friday. It's my way, no other. Tonight, we're going to do a meal, a meditation, and we're going to do music. So, I did not cook the meal tonight, but I have to tell y'all about some noodles that I ate while I was off the island. It's called Niyoguri. The Niyoguri. This is not the ramen. This is the udon type noodles. Listen to me. I used to live in China. And for a long time, I lived in China for about almost a year. And I left China a long time ago. But there was some noodles. I was in northern China. And there were some noodles that I had that was so delicious. And I didn't know if they were packaged. These are the noodles. The fat noodles. Not the thin fat noodles, because there was like three types of noodles. There was the thin, fat ones that was like, it was like this long. It was this wide, right? And then they were like a little larger than the spaghetti noodles. They were round, but smaller than the fettuccine noodles. And it was still a round thickness. And I finally found it packaged. And they're really good. They're very soft. They're not too soft. They're a little bit gummy, like how it was in China. And I'm so happy that I found these. I didn't make it tonight. I'll probably make it after the video, but I just wanted to share this. This is the meal. It's called Neo. So if you can try it, you could go ahead and try it. Neo Juri. It's really good. And it's very similar to the noodles that I liked so much in China. So I'm excited to have found these. And I found it in Nassau when I went over for my daughter's surgery. She got her tonsils removed. And I stayed with my family members and they had it inside their house. And I ate it and I was like, wait a minute. These are the noodles that I've been looking for so long. Because another thing is, on my island, we don't have a Chinese restaurant that sells noodles like this. And these types of noodles, from what I remember, they were more northern. In China, northern China, you find these type of noodles more so in northern China. So that's the meal for tonight. I just wanted to share that. And if you're into noodles and you're into the fat noodles and you've been looking for it, like I was looking for it for such a long time, those are the noodles there. They're really good. You should try it. So the next thing we're going to do is our meditation, which is going to be a reading from the Bible. I'm going to go and read it. I have some new, look at that little doll in the back there. That's freaky right there. I have put up some Bible verses. So I'm going to read some Bible verses to you. These Bible verses are about fear. Because this year, I want to have no fear moving forward. Because I want to start doing I want to go in a different direction for my life right now. As far as my career, as far as my finances, and as far as my relationships. And so I have tons of scriptures from the Bible to remind me not to fear as I move forward in my life. So this Bible verse is from 1 John 4 verses 18. Look at that little doll again in the back there. It looks like a movie. Y'all know those little movies? That looks so freaky. Let me move. Okay. 1 John 4 verses 18. There is no fear in love, But perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love. Powerful. Just like every other part of the Bible is powerful. So, if you ever find yourself afraid, then that means that whatever you're afraid of, love hasn't filled that space. For a long time, I had felt like love wasn't really going to help. And I'm a big romantic type of a person. I'm very big on romance. I'm very big on passion. And for a long time, I was like, love isn't enough. It doesn't help. But I can tell you there was a time in my life when I feared absolutely nothing. Nothing. And it wasn't because my love was perfect or people loved me perfectly. But it was because I had an understanding of God's perfect love towards me. And I relied on God's love. And I'm getting back to that place in my life where I'm relying on God's love. Because honestly and truthfully, there's no greater love than God's love. There's no greater love than what God has already done for us and God has already shown us through Him sacrificing Himself, dying on the cross for us, for our sin, even when we were against God, because we are born against God, as the Bible's told us, because we were yet sinners. And Christ died for us while we were yet sinners. And so, for a long time, I didn't feel like love was as powerful as God talks about in the Bible, because I felt like love wasn't working out for me. But I realized that I took my eyes, just like Peter, we talked about this last week. I took my eyes off of God's love, off of Jesus' love, and I put it on the storm, on the waves and the sea, and I began to sink. But Jesus did for me the same thing He did for Peter, and He'll do it for you too. He will save you. You just have to cry out to Him. Not even cry, you just have to call out to Him and ask Him, save me. Just like Peter. Open up your mouth and just, Jesus, save me. Jesus, save me. Jesus, I'm so sorry. Save me. So, if you're down on love, let me just say this for people who maybe have a broken heart. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Yeah. Maybe the divorce is final. Maybe you broke up with your boyfriend, broke up with your girlfriend. Maybe you having a problem in your relationship with your parents, with your children. Somewhere in your life, you don't feel like love working out for you. Or you don't feel like love is worth the sacrifice. Or you don't really understand how valuable and powerful love is. What I'll say to you is, hold on to love. Because the Bible also tells you that out of faith and hope and love, out of those three things that are wonderful things, love is the greatest. And God is love. So I would say if you're operating from a place of love, you're operating close to God. So do it from a place of love as much as possible. Do it from a place of love. Even if you don't really understand what that means, do it for love. Okay? It'll work out that way. It'll work out if you do it for love. And God will see to it that it'll work out for you and it'll work out in your favor. And that's from my own personal experience. Because if you know me personally, sometimes I feel like I do too much from a place of love. And I don't get that in return from a lot of the people that I give so much to. And I sometimes I felt like I was being dealt, excuse me, a bad hand because of the love that I gave. But I realized that I just took my eyes off of the greatest love of all, and that's God's love. And I had started putting it on all the love that I was given or all the love that I wasn't getting. But keep your eyes on the love of God and things will work out no matter what the situation is. Sometimes things don't work out. This is something that I had to learn to love within myself is sometimes I don't make the right decision. Sometimes things don't work out. But true love doesn't fade because of those things. Unconditional love, the love of God, does not fade because of those things, mistakes, wrong choices. God's love doesn't fade. Humans' love fade, but God's love, it doesn't fail, it doesn't fade. It's not less than it's not less than it has been from the beginning. God's love is still the greatest and most powerful thing in the world. And it can change your life because it can change your heart. And if someone's heart is changed, their life is changed. So do it for love. And I'm sure I've said this before because I'm speaking to myself too. I want to do it from a place of love. I want to do it because I love. Because God loves me. Okay? So this week, with your children, with whoever it is, even with yourself, because the Bible does tell you to love yourself. And sometimes you may feel, I know personally, sometimes you may feel like you're being selfish because you love yourself, but that's not true. It's actually a command. So don't ever think that loving yourself is not of God and it's not right. That's a lie. And I believed that lie for a long time, thinking that I was being selfish because people said to me, oh, you're being selfish because you're doing this for yourself and you're taking care of yourself and you're using this money for you instead of for somebody else, maybe my daughter, or you doing this and you're only thinking about yourself. No, you're supposed to think about yourself. You're supposed to think about yourself. You're supposed to love yourself. How could you love other people if you don't love yourself? I genuinely thought that I truly loved other people and a place in my life, but I didn't love myself. There's no way that you could love someone else if you don't love yourself. It starts with you. It starts with you loving yourself. And the more you love yourself, the more love you have to give to other people, your children. And I say children because that's my closest relationship. But for you, it may be your parents. For you, it may be your spouse. For you, it may be boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, and friends. So, and then you go on to other people that are co-workers or whatever. But start with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Believe yourself. If you feel like something isn't right and you shouldn't do it, somewhere deep down inside, if you feels like, I don't know if I want to do that, believe that within yourself. Believe yourself. That's a part of loving yourself. Don't second guess yourself. If you don't think that that's the right thing to do, it's probably not the right thing to do. Don't go against what you feel and you know it in yourself you shouldn't do. And I'm speaking to myself because I could think of something right now. I keep talking myself out of it. And I know I shouldn't do it. I keep talking myself out of it and I know that I should do it. 2 things in particular. But you know why? Because love isn't there. in those areas. Fear is there. So love yourself, believe in yourself, trust yourself. You can't fail that way. Love never fails. Not true love. I don't care what nobody says. True love, it doesn't fail. Because it's true. It's a what's the word? Not a symptom. It's a characteristic of love. It doesn't fail. Okay? So, and I'm telling you, I'm speaking to myself right now. Because even saying that, I know there are some things that just have to end. I know there are some things that will never end. Because love never fails. But when I'm ready to tell you all about those things, I'll let y'all know. So, let's sing a quick song. I gone long tonight. This like going on 18. This is 16 minutes now, but that's all right. It needed to be said. It needed to be said. Somebody needed to hear that tonight. Maybe it was me who needed to hear that. Maybe it's me and you, but somebody needed to hear that tonight. So, I've been feeling hymns lately. Actually, I want to make 2 albums. I want to make a Christmas album with hymns and original songs, a dancehall one. It's coming out. I'm telling y'all. I saying that now, and by Christmas, I'm gonna have an album. And then the next one I want to do, I just want to do regular hymns, not Christmas hymns, just regular hymns, and do a dancehall version of them. So look out for that. I'm gonna release it on YouTube. If nowhere else, it will be released on YouTube. So look out for it. So this one is called Love Never Fails. Love never fails. Love never fails. He abides with me. He gives me victory. Love never fails. Just keep the faith and never lose your place. Walk each night, morning, noonday, and night. He'll be there in a hurry. There's no need to worry. It's not love never fails, it's God never fails. God never fails. But you know, God is love. So, God and love won't fail. Will not. Okay, that's it. Bye.